Welcome to the channel, where we make StarCraft into one of the most epic and funnest ways to play and get reactions from people.
Where does it hurt?
What's going on, guys? Happy Friday. And happy belated Thanksgiving too, to those of you that are in the US. Today we're going to do a subscriber request. So this one's going to be doing 50 Mass Guardian recalls. You guys heard it. we're gonna mind control Zerg. We're gonna hide a Zerg base inside my ally's base. We're gonna make 50 Mass Guardians, and we're gonna hide them until the very end, and we're gonna unleash it by recalling them into enemy bases. So it's gonna be super fun. So hopefully you guys stick around and check it out. All right, so I'm playing as Muta. I'm over at 11 o'clock here. I'm playing as Protoss. I have a buddy here. He's at 12 o'clock. I have another buddy down at 6 o'clock. He is Protoss. We have a pub on our team, so he's the fourth. Hey guys, if you have this sort of content and want to support the channel, make sure to subscribe and hit that like button. And as always, come join us to be part of the troll action by dropping ideas, thoughts, or memes for our next funny video. Alright guys, let's get back to the action. Protoss. On the away team, we've got this Protoss at 5 o'clock here. He's probably like a 5. This Protoss at 3 o'clock here, he was probably about a 5.5. And this Terran here was probably close to a 6. So pretty decent player here. Brown was probably 5.5 as well. So overall game level for this, for the away team overall is probably around just slightly under 5.5. So pretty decent game for us to be able to kind of do this troll play on players here, guys. Now, you guys are probably wondering like how I was able to actually do 50 Mass Guardian recalls. Now, it's going to be super hard because these guys put a ton of pressure on us, and I was pretty much with my ally here at 12 o'clock, and so we had to kind of have a game plan to be able to kind of get this troll play executed. So I'll kind of go over that in a little bit here so you guys can sort of understand. So right off the bat, we did a harassment over at 1 o'clock because Terran, as you guys know, is the most important on the away team. You want to make sure you put him behind first before Protosses. And the reason why is because you don't want them to attack the tanks. Because as soon as they attack the tanks, they can pretty much knock out your cannons, they can siege you and kind of push forward. And so if we put Terran behind here, probably by like 2 minutes, that's going to be tremendously advantageous for us. So that's what we're doing here. So I put a pylon here, so then Zerglings will come through to my ally to get 6 Zerglings. And then I told him as well to go fast Mutalist. I'm behind the mineral here, and I'm going to be doing some cannon harasses so that we're going to put some pressure on him. My goal here is to not kill him. My goal here is to basically just kill some SCVs and or put him in a position where he's going to stop mining. And that's how we're going to put him 2 minutes behind here. So if you guys are new to the channel, guys, like this channel is not all about making standard plays where you're making Marines and Medics, Dragons, Zealots, ending the game in 12 minutes. This channel is more about like how can you actually get to execute the troll plays, building such ridiculous builds in place and actually executing it on players just so you can get those reactions. And in order to do that, you actually have to be able to kind of, you know, do things like deception, trickery, mind tricks, getting them really frustrated so then they're motivated and staying in the game long enough so that you can actually execute those troll plays. So that's what this channel's all about. If you're new to it, sit back, relax, and this is going to be super fun for you guys. Alright, so as you guys can see, this Terran here stopped mining, and that's what we wanted, right? And so he's tremendously behind now. So that was a ton of pressure on him. He was probably pretty worried that those cannons were going to pop up and the game would pretty much end for him. So that's why he was all over the place, because he was also dealing with, you know, trying to seal this wall up and also defending against those Zerglings too. Now, back at home, I sealed the wall up, so I got a gateway, got one cannon here. I told my ally, I said, like, hey man, go Mutalist. I don't know why he's not getting gas already. He should be pretty much transitioning to Mutalist now. These two allies down here, so they're both Protoss. They have a 6 and 7, so they're gonna be in a pretty good position. They're doing some harasses here. This Protoss over at 5 o'clock, he's doing like a fast expansion. I think he's probably thinking we're noobs, so that's why he went for a fast expansion. That's typically what happens if you know, if you're playing a 4vs4 and you're going fast expansion. So he probably thinks we're a noob. Alright, so I made a core already. Now I'm going to get a fast expansion. I'm going to get a pretty big economy here. The tricky thing here on a 4vs4, guys, is that, you know, I can't get another base, because if I get another base, I have to actually kill somebody. I can't kill somebody yet this early in the game, otherwise the game's not going to be fun, right? So I'm going to have to kind of just resort to having one base and one natural here. And my goal here is to try to get gas extremely early, really quick. So we're going to put 4 probes on each geyser and just save up a ton of gas, because as you guys know, Guardians are super expensive, and so that's the point of the goal here. So total game time is around like 37 minutes. I'm not going to make you guys wait for that long for this to kind of happen. We're doing some pretty good harassments over at 1 o'clock, as you guys saw earlier, and we're also doing a harassment over at 9 o'clock. So we're in a pretty good position now. So all right, expansion's up here. So I transferred some probes over. We're going to get gas here pretty soon. Show you guys the tech tree. So I have a Reaver coming here. Just going to do some more harassments as well. Because to get to like 50 mass guardians, it's going to take a long time here, right? So I want to make sure I kind of keep them at a distance, at an arm's length away in terms of kind of their progression in the game. So how to do that? We're going to obviously kill off a ton of workers, putting us slightly ahead of the game at all given times here. So Allie is getting fast expansion as well. My buddy down here is really good, so he knows what he's doing. Unfortunately, though, their wall got broken through here, so it looks like it's not looking too good. I'm gonna have to probably get this Reaver and go help them. But he does have some cannons here, so if it can buy him some time. I wonder if they're making Dark Templars. No, they're not making Dark Templars, so it's not looking too good for them here. Alright, so they broke down that expansion for my ally, but as soon as they came into 6, their units got reduced, so that's good. So he's still in the game, obviously. And then this Protoss here is coming to help him as well. So I got cannons for us here, so we have to unfortunately do kind of a defense build in the beginning here, just so that I can kind of secure the economy, secure the mind control for Zerg, and kind of use this real estate area right here so we can actually build and hide the Zerg base here. So I'll show you guys the tech tree. So we have we have mind control being upgraded here as well. I have 2 dark Templars coming here. Now I told Zerg, I said, hey man, can you get Guardians, because I know this Terran here, since he's going Marines and Medics, he's definitely going to come and try to siege us. So I want to make sure that he's going to be able to kind of help defend us for a little bit here until I get 50 mass Guardians. So alright, so we're just waiting for energy here. Typically this Zerg here, you know, he's okay, he's not too bad of a player. He should know how to stack his Mutalists. That's not the proper way of stacking it, and he should actually go and do some harasses here, and that alone itself will keep this Terran at bay, but I don't think he knows how to stack here. So alright, so we are being sieged now. I knew that was going to happen because I knew that our Zerg didn't know how to stack Mutalists and do Muta harasses. So it looks like I stole the drone already. So we made a hatchery over at 12 o'clock here, just at the middle. That's going to be a great spot because they're not going to see it. Now I'm going to have to make some storm as well, just so that I can kind of storm these Marines that are going to come through. I'm going to make some carriers as well as an insurance policy. You guys know that, you know, I don't like to use carriers because that's going to end the game. So we're just going to make some carriers. We're going to hide it here just, again, just as insurance policy in case if we do kind of lose that fight. So just going to kind of storm that, reduce a few Marines here. Alright, tons of pressuring. Looks like my expansion got taken out here. We're not making any units here, so we're definitely gonna have a hard time because my Zerg ally also doesn't know how to use Mutalists. So it looks like we lost that, unfortunately, but it looks like our allies came through. We did have to face kind of a 2 versus 4 there. So I made some Dark Templars here. Gonna use it just in case if those guys actually came through. My allies didn't have enough units. I have carriers here as well too. So hatchery is done, so I'm gonna start making some drones now. We're gonna get a pool first. Gonna have to rebuild this expansion here. I did pull my probes away, so I didn't lose any probes, so that's a good thing. Expansion's back up. Transfer the probes over. Gonna put some probes on gas now. Alright, back at the tech tree for Zerg. So we've got 2 tech trees now, one for Protoss, and then the other one for Zerg. So the key thing here is to kind of get 50 mass guardians really quick. I have to make sure that I get a ton of hatcheries. So we're going to get a ton of hatcheries. I want to make drones. That's going to help the economy. Probably get like 50 drones. That's going to help the economy so that we can actually be rich enough to get to 50 mass guardians here. So got a layer right away as soon as I got that pool. As soon as that was done, going to get another layer here as well. Alright, so we started making spires now. I also have the Queen's Nest. Hive is started here. Told my allies to get a swarm, because I know this Terran's going to continue to keep pressuring us here. So we're going to need swarm, so then we can defend against these Marines here. So again, I do have carriers, but I don't want to use it because if we use it, they're going to leave, and that's not what we want. Alright, so Mutalists have started here. Just going to hide them here. So this Terran's going to think that he's, you know, making some progress here. He thinks that we're noob, like we're not, you know, attacking him. He's attacking us. We're kind of on the defense mode, so he's probably thinking that we're a bit noob. That's a good thing. I'm hoping that he's not scanning this. He's using his scans on other places here. Typically, you know, you're not going to scan this area of the map, so I think he's going to be in for a shocker here when he actually sees 50 mass guardians recalled inside his base. So Allie here has defilers now, so we're going to use these defilers just to swarm and kind of pick off the marines here just to buy time. This is probably not going to be as effective because his marines are not upgraded, so they're probably still going to die. Like, there's 2 Protosses on their team here, so they're probably going to bring Zealots up and pick off those Zerglings pretty easily here. So both allies here kind of you know, doing a 2 vs 2 against brown and green here. There are some tanks over at middle as well, so they're kind of sealed off at 6 and 7. So looks like, you know, it looks like we're kind of divided here between the north and the south. Alright, swarms are down here, but his Zerglings are dying so quick because he doesn't have upgrades, and he doesn't have attacks upgraded here as well either. So I'm going to transition off and make Zealots now, just to help him. So, because I know his Zerglings are really weak, so we're just going to, I have a ton of money with minerals, so I'm going to make Zealots here just to help him. Just going to throw stuff at this Terran here. Make him think like we're really noob as well. And green is sending some Zealots to come help him. So this is all kind of the plan, guys. Like, it's part of the deception, so that you know, they're going to continue to stay in the game. They're thinking they're killing units. They're thinking we're noobs, but only to find out that there's going to be a ton of guardians being recalled inside his base here. Upgrades have started as well, so we got +1 on attacks here, and the bombardment continue, guys. All right, so I have speed upgraded here. Just going to keep buying time. Just going to keep throwing units at this Terran here. Meanwhile, back at home, we're gonna continue to keep making these guardians here, guys. It's taking forever because we have like, you know, such a high number of guardians to make, and we don't have enough gas here because I only have the natural and my main base. I told my allies to make lurkers now. Lurkers are gonna help because lurkers will under swarm. They're like pretty much invincible except for irradiate. Getting those lurkers will probably be our best bet here, just to buy time. Alright, back at home, I have the arbiters here. There is enough energy, so we're getting ready to do our first recall now, guys. So check this out. Alright, gonna use those carriers in as a decoy for these interceptors to fight against the turrets. And now the first arbiter is going to come in. We're going to do our first recall for guardians here. So right away we recalled like I think 18 guardians. Second arbiter is going to recall another set here as well. Over here, it's just going to group them together, clump them together. And I've actually never recalled guardians before, so this is going to look interesting. And if you look at his base, like they're all cloaked. So he's probably wondering like, what the fuck? Like why are these guardians being cloaked? I can't tell how many there are. I can't tell what I'm fighting against. And there's also guardians as well. So this Terran here was thinking the entire time that he was gonna keep pressuring us. He's making some progress, but he had no idea that I was able to get Zerg and get 50 guardians and recall inside his base. So this is super funny. Oh my gosh. And I think he's still in the game. I'm kind of surprised. Like I would typically expect players like him to leave because, you know, they're pretty decent players. They know that they're being trolled, but he's still in the game here, so it's pretty interesting. And they're doing a crazy job just picking off like every marine there is here. Alright, so it looks like Terran's base is done. Let's go turn our attention to 9 o'clock now. So we're going to do a quick recall at 9 o'clock. Now I've got more guardians that I'm going to make, so this one's going to look a little bit better as well. Alright, let's go for it, guys. First set. Second set. Looks like we clumped in a few carriers in there as well too, because they're clumped in together here. And he's got nothing to fight against us except for Archons. So I'm just gonna pull them back here. Oh my gosh, this looks so stupid. And unfortunately, I had to actually walk away because from this game because my wife needed me for something, so I said like, ah crap, like guys, just finish the game and I'll come back. So as soon as I recalled these guardians inside his base, I pretty much just left. I just left these guardians here. So guys, we got a bonus clip, a couple bonus clips here that I'm going to show you with mass guardians as well too. Those are pretty fun, so let's hop over to that. Alright guys, welcome back to bonus clip number 2 for mass guardian recalls. So I have a Zerg, I have 11 and 12 as well, so it's kind of similar to the first game. I have this setup here where I hid Zerg over at 12 o'clock here. Now we're going to start making some mutalisks here. And this game, I've got like 11, 12 in the natural, so we're super rich now. So this is why we can actually get 50 mass guardians a lot quicker compared to the first one. We also were pressured a lot as well to the first game. Like the first game was like not quite an inner, but it was like below that. And so there was a lot of action, a lot of like defense that we had to do. I had to get storm. We had to do a bit of pressuring here and there as well too. So this game's a little bit different. You know, I can actually get a pretty strong economy here, and we can get these mass guardians up really quick. So I'm gonna start making these guardians now. I'm still behind on gas. We're gonna have to wait a little bit here, but it's definitely a lot quicker than the first game. So, all right, so we got our guardians here. I think we've got about 80 in total here, so quite a bit. So we're gonna actually do these this mass guardian recall on this Zerg and also this Protoss at 9 o'clock here. So, all right, so let's get ready. Let's do it at 9 o'clock now. Before I did that, I said 12 noob, which is me. So I'm hoping that they're thinking that that I'm a noob. So check this out. First recall. Boom. Second recall. Oh man, that's a lot of guardians. That's crazy. That's crazy. They just pop in, and as soon as they pop in, they just like snipe each cannon away. And this Protoss was probably so confused. He's like, what the fuck just happened? Like, how did my base die so quick? Oh man. Alright, so we took out that Nexus like so quick now. Oh my gosh. This Protoss also has has like a base at the middle here. I'm gonna clump up these guardians now, and let's get ready for our next recall, guys. All right, let's get ready for our next recall over at 5 o'clock now on this Zerg here. So he's got some Hydralisks here, but I really don't care because I've got so much guardians that we're just gonna like wipe all these units out. So check this out. So first recall, second recall. And they're just like destroying these guardians. Now he's pretty smart. He plagued my guardians here. I really don't care. We're gonna recall another group here right on top, behind, and we're gonna do a flank. Boom. Oh man. There's so many guardians inside his base. It looks so cool to kind of recall Zerg units. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, mixing them up together just looks so funny. Now I brought some Corsairs down just to kill off these stupid mutalisks that are attacking my guardians here. So we pretty much like wiped out all of his drones, all of his hatcheries here. These eggs are also dying pretty quick, and he's making scourges to try to kill off these guardians. I don't think he knows how many guardians I have here. So funny. Alright guys, let's hop over to our next bonus clip for mass guardian recalls. Alright guys, welcome back to bonus clip number 3 for mass guardian recalls. So same thing, I have 11 and 12 as well this game, so I was pretty lucky. I have the arbiters here, I have the guardians started making here. Don't have quite 50 yet, but we're going to get there. This game I have a ton of money, so I'm going to do something pretty funny here. Something I think that a lot of you guys have probably seen before when you've been trolled or you've seen somebody do it. I'm going to make like 100 overlords, and I'm just going to like flush them inside their base and just like trick them and make them super scared before I actually do the 50 guardian recalls. So these, if you look on the left here, these these overlords are actually the overlords that I need to be able to kind of get to 200 for food supplies. So I'm gonna start making another batch of like 100 overlords over here, and those are the ones I'm gonna send to all their bases and just like distract them and just make them super confused and super frustrated as well. All right, we're gonna send these overlords now all the way to 9 o'clock here. There's like so many. He's probably thinking like, oh shit, I'm being dropped, but the next thing you know, there's nothing inside it. So he's probably so confused. And I have +2 upgraded on them as well, so he's probably so confused. He's like, what the hell, there's no units inside. This is what you guys call like a bluff. Like this is pretty much a bluff. Like we're just trying to scare him, and then as soon as that happens, I'm gonna send in the arbiters, and then we're gonna do a 50 guardian recall on him here. So I'm gonna keep him busy here with these overlords. So I don't think he's scared anymore, but he's probably just super confused now. So now back at the guardians, I'm gonna clump them up together here, and then we're gonna recall in these guardians. Alright, first recall. Oh, second recall. I don't know what happened there. I think it's because my guardians were moving. So something about recalling mass guardians that I learned, guys, is if your guardians are moving, then they're not going to be recalled. So you actually have to hold position on them, and that's how the recall can actually bring the units over. So now I have to bring down another arbiter here and recall the other guardians. Oh my gosh, all of his like hydras that pop out, they just die instantly. So crazy. And his base is just getting destroyed here. And then I sent overlords down to 6 o'clock here as well. So this Zerg here at 6 o'clock is also super confused. He was thinking like it was going to be a drop. So there was like 100 overlords inside his base as well too. So he's probably like, what the fuck? This guy's just tricking me. He's trolling me. Alright, so we destroyed 9 o'clock now. I'm going to clump these guardians up, and we're going to do another recall over at, I think let's do 7 o'clock first, and then we'll save 6 o'clock for last. Alright, let's make some more overlords here. I'm going to do the same thing. We're going to flush 7 o'clock with a crap ton of overlords, and then we're going to do a recall on mass guardians here. Alright guys, so 9 o'clock is killed. Let's turn our attention to 6 o'clock now. So I flushed his base earlier with 100 overlords, so he's probably like super scared and confused at the same time, but I think he knows that we're trolling now. So I didn't send overlords yet to 7 o'clock, so I'm going to send another group of 100 overlords to 7 o'clock, and we're going to do a distraction inside 7 o'clock's base, but I'm going to actually recall 6 o'clock instead. So check this out. Alright, let's send the overlords. So I'm going to keep sending, I think like 7 groups of overlords here. These ones over here, this fourth group, this fifth group, and while he's distracted at 7 o'clock, they're all thinking that I'm going to do a recall at 7 o'clock or a drop. I'm actually going to fake it and do a recall at 6 o'clock here with 50 mass guardians. We recall these guardians here, and then these guardians at 12 o'clock as well. Alright, let's do the fake now, guys. So Brown is probably like, what the fuck? Shit, he's actually dropping on my base now instead. But there's nothing being dropped there. There's nothing in these overlords, so he's probably like so confused. So now let's go do the recall here. So that was a decoy. Let's go do the recall here, guys. Oh no, they were clumped. They were moving when I clumped it up. Oh man, that's too bad. These stupid guardians were clumped up. Oh, that's so bad. We need another arbiter here. Alright, let's send these arbiters in. And then you have to keep them on hold position and still. It's so weird having to recall mass guardians. Like you would never know that that's going to be the trick or the case. So alright, so it looks like the Terran sent some race to kill off my arbiters. So now these guardians are being revealed now. So now they know what's attacking them. 6 o'clock here is almost dead. I'm gonna send in my Corsairs to kill off these race now. Stupid race ruining my fun here. Alright, let's keep flushing 7 o'clock with a bunch of overlords now. We're gonna send in probably like 200 overlords. Just gonna like block his entire base so that he can't even click on these hatcheries here. His entire base is being covered with these overlords. It's probably so confusing for him. Oh my gosh. He's probably never had this happen to him before. He's so confused. He's like, I don't know what kind of game I joined. I don't know why he's like even having defilers too. I don't know what he's doing with it. Is he trying to plague these overlords, or what is he doing? Oh my gosh. Like, I'm just gonna keep setting them. I'm making non-stop Overlords. We're just gonna keep flushing his base with it. Alright, so now, while he's distracted, we're gonna send in the arbors now, guys. So let's do the recall. Oh man, I really gotta get down this this mass garden recall. The first one was pretty good, but this second one, they kept on moving around, and we weren't able to get in the amount that we wanted to. So, anyways, guys, hopefully you guys got to enjoy it. This game is super crazy. It's definitely not something I would do, but you know, I want to kind of get this one in for you guys. It was for me too. Like, I've never seen it happen before, or ever seen it done before, but it was super fun. So hopefully you guys got to enjoy it. Just some funny thoughts, guys, memes, ideas, love them. That's what makes this channel super fun. If you're new to the channel, guys, make sure you subscribe and hit that like button as well. Come check out all the different playlists that we have in the channel. Tons of different ways we can actually get reactions from players. As well, guys, hopefully you guys have a good weekend, and I look forward to seeing you guys on the next one.